Hi, this is Future Rabbit here. I just finished filming today's video. I am heading home. Yes, it is early. I've got a dinner to go to, and it's Saturday. I mean, I usually don't work on weekends. Anyways, the title of this video references how to take good pictures for eBay. All of that was in response to a question I got that I didn't see until just a little bit ago. So if you are only here to see how to take good photos on eBay, you're gonna wanna skip towards the end of this video. I will put the time of when I start talking about that right here on the window. So skip to that time right there if you just wanna see how to take good pictures on eBay. What's going on, everybody? Resale Rabbit here. It is Saturday and I am going to the warehouse. Car is still full. I have not touched anything. I didn't even go to the warehouse yesterday. I went straight from home to Milwaukee and back. I was exhausted last night. Still managed to get a video completely edited, but it didn't get launched until this morning. It's still not online yet. It's finishing the edit. It took all night to upload. If you're wondering why the videos post so late, I'm usually fast asleep when they post. It's just because they have to take a while to upload. So we are going to go to the warehouse and I'm going to show you this stuff that I got from the viewer, and we will I don't know, get some stuff listed. I don't know what we're going to do today, but I'm sure you'll see something. So in case you missed it, this is all the stuff that I got yesterday. A whole bunch of stuff here. Some highlights. This Sony tape deck. There are no listings on Amazon. It's in the original box, but it's not new. Paid $20. Oh, what else? Got an Xbox here, original Xbox, with for some reason some Wii cables. Paid $20 for that. And other odds and ends. This was up here. DVD VCR combo recorder. And then 3 more combos. This one came with a remote. This one did not come with a remote, but I found it for 42 cents. It was on sale at another store. And then this one I should have a remote for in the warehouse here. And here it is, the NB677. The 677 and the NB179, you can see it right there. Those are very common remotes for these Magnavox units. Most of them are going to use one of those two. Oh, almost dropped my phone. So if you want to see everything else in here, you're gonna have to watch yesterday's video. But you might not recognize the shoes and some of this other stuff. I'm gonna show you what I bought from the viewer. So yesterday I published a video. That was 2 days ago for you watching at home, assuming you're watching this video when I post it. I posted a video saying, hey, I'm going to Milwaukee tomorrow to thrift. Someone reached out to me in the comments and said, I've got some stuff you might want to sell. He sold on eBay since, for some reason I thought it was 2007. He told me 1999. Professionally since 2007. Got out of the business in 2016. He's still doing Amazon, and he bought all of these shoes at Marshall's. Anyways, we'll get to that. He said he's got some stuff for me to sell, and I went and worked a deal with him. I paid $600. Let me show you what I got. I'd like to point something out. This is Wisconsin for you. It is March 30th, which is still winter here. We just went from like high 40s, low 50s beach weather to snow. That's right, it is snowing out. Looking at my weather app here, over the next week we're gonna have 2 days of snow and 2 days into the 60s temperature wise. So yeah, we're all over the board. We don't know what we have. We don't know what we want. I can't wait for summer. So this is everything that I bought for $600 from that viewer. Let's start on this end. This is an antique army chair. It unfolds like that. This is just a throw-in, as well as this antique drill. They just threw them in he just threw them in for free, and I don't know if I can sell them. I'm just gonna throw them in a local auction and see what I can get for them. Maybe I'll look up the chair. That might have some value. Moving on here, shoes galore. So I paid $10 per pair of shoes. They are all brand new. 2 pairs here have no box and no tag. So I'm not sure if I'm going to sell them as new without box or just used. Then we've got all different ones here. We've got some hiking shoes, brand new. We've got some, what are these, Merrells, I think? Yeah, Merrells, hiking shoes, some Adidas athletic shoes. A lot of these are cleats. Here are some Under Armour cleats. And I didn't even look any of these up. In fact, I didn't even look into any of the boxes, really. I paid $10 per box. There are 22 pairs of shoes. I paid $10 each. I figured $10 each, I can't really go wrong. I didn't look any of them up. This is a serious pair here. So here's the story on these. He bought these at Marshall's, intending to sell them on Amazon, and a lot of them have Marshall's tags. He spent $20 each, he said, and the tags I've seen say 20. I don't know if these other ones were 20, but he bought them all at Marshall's, intending to sell them on Amazon. Well, he got an IP claim. Nike is not a good brand to sell on Amazon, so he pulled them all and was just selling them locally on Facebook Marketplace. I offered him $10 per box, and he sold me most of them. My hope is that these were purchased quite a while ago, so all the other people who bought these at Marshall's to flip on eBay and Amazon have since sold out. Maybe I can get a decent amount for them, but I didn't look them up. Worst case, I can bring them all to Play It Again Sports and get my $10 back on them. There were two pairs here that are used. You can kind of see on the cleats here. They are new shoes. He said they were returns, so they probably used them and returned them. There's that pair, and they look new other than the cleats. And then this pair here, you can see the wear patterns on there. So I'm going to sell these two as used with box. Next, I got, this is not shoes. This is a set of Panasonic phones. I should be able to get, it's a set of 4. He said he sold them on Amazon and they were returned, likely because of the batteries. Usually these batteries are no good. So I'll spend $10 on a new set of batteries and I'll probably get about $50 for that set. Same with this one. This is an older set of Panasonic phones. I'll try to get that out there. An older set of Panasonic phones. They've got a different type of battery. These batteries are a little more expensive, but I should still do all right. It looks like there's quite a bit here. Three handsets maybe. Next, I got underneath here this Hoover cordless vacuum. Now this is funny. It is new, but it does not have a battery or a charger. But if you remember in yesterday's video, I bought a battery and charger that fits that, and I actually bought it before I even knew that I was getting this vacuum. So just coincidentally it worked out well. So now I can sell that on eBay if it's worth it. Otherwise, I might just put it in a local auction. We'll see if I can get more for the vacuum or just sell the battery and charger by itself. Maybe sell the vacuum by itself. Maybe donate the vacuum. I have no idea. It was a throw-in. Then we've got this neat desk. This thing is brand new, open box. Let's pop it open here. Brand new open box. It is a receipt scanner. It can scan, well, I mean, you can scan anything, but it's typically designed for receipts. I should be able to get about $100 for this. New open box. I paid him $60, so I paid up a little bit for it, but he gave me a deal on some of the other stuff. Now we've got these phones. These are water-resistant landline phones, cordless phones. There are, if I remember right, 24 maybe in here. I paid about $10 each. Here's the issue. First off, he bought all of these on eBay, as is untested, from a ton of different people. Most of them, he said they don't know if the battery holds a charge, but they seem to work otherwise. And then he bought a bunch of batteries for them. I don't know if there's, I don't think there's enough batteries. What is this? Just a random screwdriver. So he bought a bunch of batteries. This one was a parts phone. He was like pulling screws and stuff off of it because these backs are screwed down. He said some of them were stripped. I'm sure I can find screws for them, no problem. The issue with these, though, is the phones are separated from the bases, and I believe the phones are programmed to the base. So I'm gonna have to plug all of them in, charge all of them up, and then figure out which one goes to which base. But prices are all over the board on here. Some of these are selling for like $30. Some of them are selling for $60. I have no idea what I'm gonna get for them. There are a couple of different models. There's one. This is an empty box. but these are both in the box, and this one even has some other phones with it. So some of these are just expansion lines like this. All this thing does is charge the phone, and you would actually program it to that phone, which can be done pretty easily. So my hope is I can reprogram these to the bases. It'll save me a lot of hassle. There's some older ones in here too, like these. So I don't know what I'm going to get for them, but you know, 10 bucks a piece, I think I'll do all right. Now I'm going to skip this box momentarily and show you this. This is a JBL speaker bag. This is a giant bag. This is for like a DJ size speaker. I paid, I think, 20 bucks for this. It's got the barcode. That's how I looked it up. There were 3 sold for $85 each, and this thing is minty. It is in excellent condition. So I'm gonna shoot for that 85. They did sell 85 in free shipping. So I mean, it's bigger, but it does fold flat. It's a little heavy, probably 3 or 4 pounds at least. So it's probably gonna cost me 15 bucks to ship at least, depending on where it goes. Next is this box. This is just an assortment of stuff. We've got this Polaroid Job Pro 2 camera. That's worth about 30 bucks. We've got, what do we have in here? This is just a throw-in. This is, I'm not even gonna try and pronounce that, but it's apparently a high-end brand, a little like toiletry bag. I don't know if it's worth anything. It was just a throw-in. This was also a throw-in, a Fossil wallet for your phone with a charger. Original price of 100 bucks, but obviously I don't expect to get anywhere near that. So I was trying to figure out which phone this went to, and this was in it. I thought he left a phone in it. No, this is the charger. So I guess it doesn't actually mount your phone in like a case. It's just a wallet that happens to have a backup battery in it. So that's kind of neat. So I don't know, maybe I can get 20 or 30 bucks for it on eBay. Again, I didn't look it up. So he watches my videos, and he knows that I have a thing for Brett Favre, so he gave me a Brett Favre Christmas ornament. This will go on the tree when it goes up in September. There were a couple other throw-ins. This LL Bean looks like it's just a light dollar price tag on it. I'm probably just going to throw this in the dollar sale. Chromecast, where do these go for, like 15, 20 bucks now? I used to have one, didn't like it, although this one looks like it's a little newer than the one I had, so maybe I'll try it. Let's see this. These 2 bags are all watch bands. They are new. This Sector brand, leather watch bands. I looked these up just before I started filming. There are a few of these listed for like 40 bucks, but none sold. So I'm probably just gonna sell this whole lot at once. Maybe just do an auction on eBay. Start at $1 and let it go for what it goes for. Who knows? Here's some more throw-ins. 2 Sony battery chargers. They're just for AA's. They might be AA's. These really don't have a lot of value. Maybe I can get 10 bucks since I have both of them. This is another one. Vintage padlock and some dice. He just threw this in. He said, hey, throw it on eBay as an auction. So maybe I'll do that. I don't know. I don't think that's going to sell. Moving on in here, I've got a whole bunch of these Panasonic camcorder batteries. I am probably going to hold on to these. Just to see if I can use them, because I do get Panasonic camcorders. In fact, I got a Panasonic camcorder that needed a battery yesterday, so we'll see if it fits. But there is a whole bunch of them in here. They're all the same. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There's 7 of them. We've got this Sony Walkman radio. Some of these go for like 50 bucks. I don't remember if this one. All right, let me look it up quick. Yeah, this one doesn't sell for a lot. $12.99, $12.99. Let me show you the really good one. This is the really good one. That one sold new for $78, and I think he underpriced that because $35, $46, $35, $32. So if you ever see that one, this is a good seller. And I have sold this for $79 before. The price is dipping a little bit now. It also, once upon a time, was worth like 10 bucks. So 94 new. That looks like the same picture as the first one. Maybe he had to relist it. But 125, new 124. This, look at that, 58 bucks with headphones. And those are not, I don't believe, the headphones that came with it. So whenever you see this one, you definitely want to pick it up. And usually you can get this one cheap. Anyways, back to where we were here. We've got this Action, although it also says Lionel on there. So I don't know if that's the same company or what. Matt Kenseth car. Look at that run. Only 1,800 made. I think I can get at least 30 bucks for it. But there are none sold. I didn't look that closely at actives. But no solds. So maybe I can get some decent money for it. But I see no reason why I can't get at least 30 bucks for that. And lastly, this is the one. Oh, there's a remote in here. I didn't even see this. Looks like it's for a TV. Might be worth a couple bucks, but I'm not going to hold my breath. Lastly, there are all of these. These are Kohler parts. Now, Kohler makes like plumbing fixtures mostly. They do other things. They make generators. They make industrial equipment and whatnot. But they're most known for plumbing fixtures. It's a Wisconsin-based company in Kohler, Wisconsin. They started the town. I actually took a tour of their manufacturing facility once. If you're ever in Wisconsin, or at least eastern Wisconsin, go check it out. The tour was free, and it was really cool. So anyways, if you have a really nice house, you'll probably recognize the name Kohler. The reason I say really nice house is because this stuff is not cheap. You're not going to see Kohler bathtubs or sinks or faucets in a cheap house. They're high-quality stuff. They're not in my house. But anyways, these are replacement parts. All different stuff. Here is, these are stuck together. This looks like a mixing valve. I think I remember watching them replace these on this old house, where the the mixing valve where you turn your water in your shower from hot to cold. Sometimes this needs to be replaced after a while because it's dripping. Here we go. Ceramic valve service. They all have a part number on the outside here. I looked up one of them. I think it was this one that I looked up, and there's a handful of them here. I looked up this one, and it's like 13 bucks. Free shipping is what it's selling for. There's got to be like 50 or 60 of them. This one might be worth a little more. It's bigger. This one is definitely a mixing valve for a shower. I've seen them install those on TV. There are a whole bunch of these. I have no idea what I'm going to possibly get for them. Some of these, like this, might not go for much. But there's a ton of them, and there are different SKUs. All the SKUs, there's some, like there's only one of this, it looks like. I haven't really gone through all these, but there's 2 of this one. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, there's 7 of this one. So I only need to create one listing. He's already got them sorted. One listing for each one. These are all genuine Kohler parts though. I mean, if I can get 10 bucks each for these, I might make my money back just on these. But I have no idea. Maybe most of them are going for like 4 bucks. I have no idea. Oh, this is different. Oh, this is the little indexes that they put on the top of the faucet handles there. Probably not worth much. What is this? A halogen light bulb. Probably not worth anything. I haven't even really gone through this. What in the world is that? Does it say? Mudguard. So whatever a mudguard is. This, I think these go on cables. This is probably garbage. Any other goodies in here that I didn't know about? Here's a Kohler thing. This probably came with something. So I don't know if this could be sold. It likely came with whatever fixture it went in. Some other cabinet handles. Stuff that really isn't worth much. But this Kohler stuff I think is going to do really well. A little sound pad. And it looks like it probably has seen better days. So I'm going to look this stuff up. Mexican sand. Oh, bolt cap accessory. Mexican sand is the color. I think this was probably the bolt caps for a toilet. So this, probably not worth much. This probably not worth anything. It's a washer. Why are they selling genuine factory washers? So anyways, if I can sell 10 of those and get 10 bucks each, that's 100 and I'm happy. So that is everything I bought from him. I spent 600 bucks and boy, I don't know what I'm going to get for this stuff. But I plan on getting this listed today, which is why I'm at the warehouse on a Saturday. Hopefully I can get this listed and make some decent money, and you will see as the stuff sells what it sells for and how quickly it sells. So I just went through all this Kohler stuff. My guess is he found this at the Habitat for Humanity store because some of this has like these price tags on it. Let me show you. There's a lot more than I thought in here. Let me show you. So first off, this bucket here is the unbranded stuff. This is probably just going to get thrown away. And then I just threw this up here. It's the only one like that. Might have some value because these could get lost pretty easily. And then this is all the other parts. Holy crap. So you've got like this one here. This is just a washer. I've got a whole stack of them here. Maybe it'd be worth putting all of them in one lot. But these are all stacked by model number. Each of these is a different model number. Oh, I didn't go through this bag yet. Hold on. So we've got these sorted. Here's something interesting. It says not Amazon listing, so no Amazon listing. That tells me he was probably going to list all these on Amazon. Probably not a good idea to sell this type of stuff on Amazon because generics can easily be made, and Kohler might have something to say about it, which could result in you losing your Amazon account, even if these are genuine. So we've got 32 unique SKUs. That does include this one, but does not include these or any of this stuff. So 32 SKUs. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to look up each SKU on eBay and see what they're selling for, and make a decision if I'm going to list them. Some of them, like these washers, maybe it's worth putting in a lot together. Maybe I'll just end up having to throw it away. I don't know. But, you know, there's some decent stuff here, I'm sure. Like this is probably worth money. So I'm going to look up each SKU here and sort them based on what's worth listing. So this one here, it's just a screw. Nothing special about it. There are 2 active listings for $17.09. No, 1 listing and then a sponsored for $17.19. No solds. So I will probably still list this. I'm going to list this at $8.99. You never know. It's a screw though. So if I can get $9 for a screw, I will be very surprised. Here's a good one. There are 2 listed. Same story though. Just this guy, 1 active and then 1 same thing sponsored. But 1 sold for $25. I've got 3 of them. Probably going to be a really slow mover. But look at this picture. He has just the model number and a photo of a bathroom. So I can actually I'll just take a photo of this right here. So this one made me think there are no active or sold, but you know what? Maybe I'll list it anyway. So I'm not even gonna bother looking any more of these up. I'm just gonna list them because it's gonna save me probably 20 minutes and what it would take to look them all up. I'm just gonna list them all. So let's go grab the camera and start listing. All right, and 12 minutes and 45 seconds later, I got them all listed. Here's what I did. I took a picture of the front of the package, the back of the package, and the ones where you can see inside, I took a close-up of the item, if need be. I divided them into 3 boxes, no particular order. I just grabbed them at random on the table. Once I took the picture, I threw it in the box. If it's just a single unit, it just went in the box alone. If there are multiples, they're in a bag together, so they're nice and easy to find. Now, as far as finding the pictures on the camera, all I did was did the number 1, 2, and 3 in front of a picture. And then all the pictures after that are in either box 1, 2, or 3. And yes, I did that with my finger. Once they're listed, I'm going to have something like K1, K2, and K3 on the listing title. That way I can find, just looking at the title, which box it's in when I have to go and ship it out. It'll make it a little easier for me that way. That way I'm not digging through a ton of these. I only have a couple to go through. Like this box has 11 different SKUs that I will need to dig through to find the right one. And then the other 2 are a little smaller. We've got 7 in box 2 and so on and so forth. So it makes it nice and easy to find them when I'm going to listing them on my computer, and nice and easy to find them when I ship them. So when I say 12 minutes, let me pull that back up. 12 minutes, 45 seconds, almost 13 minutes to do all of that. Not too long. Now let's go get them listed. Add a couple more seconds on the time. I just realized I forgot to take pictures of this one. It was sitting on top of the laptop. So box 3. So before I get to listing this Kohler stuff, I want to address something. On yesterday's video, which I posted this morning, yesterday for you, since this video will be posted tomorrow, and tomorrow is today. What? Anyways, I'm confusing myself. Somebody commented saying how evil I am and how these charities are there to sell stuff to the less fortunate at a good price, and how awful it is that I'm going and buying stuff, that basically taking it from the less fortunate and selling it for a profit, and I shouldn't be doing that. If you're a reseller, you've probably heard this before. If you go look at Goodwill or the Salvation Army or St. Vincent de Paul or any of these thrift stores, if you go look at their mission statement, it is not to sell cheap stuff to the less fortunate. What they do is they're a fundraiser. They take these donations and they sell them for as much as they can, and they use that money to fund their charities. For example, Goodwill uses it for job training. Goodwill in Indianapolis actually has a program where people who didn't finish high school can get a GED or a high school diploma at no cost, and that's all funded through the stuff they sell in the stores. St. Vincent de Paul, at least around here, uses the money to help people who can't afford things. They have like assistance for people who can't afford their electric bill or their rent. Savers, I believe, uses the money to fund the Boys and Girls Club. I haven't done a ton of research on where the money goes, but they all have different causes like that. And the sale of the products that are donated to them goes to that. Now, there is some controversy because the executives of these companies make a ton of money. But, I mean, you're not going to be able to find someone who is capable of running a huge nationwide company like Goodwill to do it for free or really cheap. You're going to have to pay a competitive rate. But that's a whole separate controversy right there. We're talking about this controversy. So basically, they don't exist to sell cheap stuff to the less fortunate, although some stores have programs, voucher programs, where they'll give clothing to the less fortunate. We don't get to buy that stuff. If you don't believe me, go look at their mission statement and go look at their prices. If their goal is to sell cheap stuff to the less fortunate, they're doing it wrong, because some of these stores really charge a lot of money. My arm's getting tired, so I'm gonna rest it right here. Some of these stores charge a lot of money. If their goal is to sell cheap stuff to the less fortunate, they're doing it wrong. So anyways, buying stuff from thrift stores to resell it, not a big deal. In fact, a lot of the store managers at these stores that I regularly frequent know who I am and know what I do for a living, and they don't care. It doesn't bother them at all. In fact, a lot of thrift stores appreciate us resellers because we're buying stuff that might not sell otherwise. All right, so photos are now on the computer. Let's get this stuff listed. I am going to do the same thing I did before, set a timer on my phone here so I can see how long it takes. I've never actually timed myself, so this stuff I have a feeling I'm going to get through really quick, but it's also really easy stuff. So far, all of these listed, I don't think any of these are going to sell. I priced them all at $6.99 each with free shipping, but this one is a little bit better. We get two solds, 26 and 25. So on new items, eBay requires a UPC. So get yourself a barcode scanner. All you have to do is scan it, and it enters the UPC. So this is the part that I looked up, the only part that I looked up when I was buying these. And I've got 8 of them. They're selling pretty consistently between $12 and $15 each. So that's not too bad. I'll get about $10 each. That's $80 after shipping and fees. A quick stop the timer to show this cartridge. Typical mixing valve here. Let me show you eBay. Let's get this up here. What? There are only 3 available, but look at these prices. Unfortunately, if I click sold, there are none. But I searched the UPC, and it looks like it's high across the board. So let's look at Amazon, see if it even has reviews or anything. It's got 1 review. It doesn't seem like a fast seller, but I'm going to price it up here. I'm probably going to match Amazon's price of $112, except I'll be on eBay. And let's get this one sold. All right, restarting the timer here. And time, 1 hour and 15 minutes and 41 seconds. Now, I will admit, these were a lot easier to list than typical items. They were new and packaged. There was no price tags to remove. 2 to 4 pictures per item. Very quick and easy. However, it was 32 total SKUs, and crap, I forgot how many I counted. About 110 or so individual items. So there were 32 listings. It took 1 hour and 15 minutes to list and about 15 minutes to take the pictures. So not including sorting or anything like that, about 1.5 hours. That's awesome that I could get that many done. Now, a lot of them I really don't think are going to sell. There were no active or sold, so I threw it on anyways. I priced a lot of that stuff at $6.99 and free shipping. It'll cost me like $2.70, I think, to ship. There were quite a few items that I think will sell, though. Overall, I think from what I expect to sell, I should get somewhere between $100 and $150. And if that really expensive one sells, add another $100 or so. I think I'm going to do well with these. My plan is I'm going to wait 6 months, and whatever hasn't sold, I'm going to put in one lot as just assorted new Kohler replacement parts and probably try and get like 20 bucks for it all. So I should be able to ultimately sell it all. But let's move on to the shoes next. Never mind on the shoes. I got a late start today. It is Saturday, so I slept in a little bit, and I had some non-eBay related things to take care of this morning. So it is now about 2:45, and I have a dinner to go to at 4, so I am going to have to cut the video off here so I can get home and change and whatnot. But I did get a comment on yesterday's video that I just saw from Brenda asking what is a cheap way to take better photos. You know, photos are probably the most important thing for your eBay listings. I think photos are more important than keywords. You really want to have good photos because honestly, you don't even need a lot for keywords. More keywords helps, but simply having the model number is probably going to get you to show up in search results. Photos is the most important thing. Let me show you what I use, and hopefully that'll help a little bit. So this is my photo station. I've just got these Limo Studio lights. I think they cost me about 40 bucks on Amazon. This one has a much nicer stand, a Calumet stand, because the stands that come with it are really cheap and tip over very easily. You will knock this over many, many times, but they do come with stands. I like these big lights. With the softbox on the light, they kind of get in the way. They're a little annoying, but with that, you don't need the big softbox cube that you put the items inside of. It allows me to take pictures of bigger items. I actually bought a set of these LED panels. I ended up spending almost $200 between the panels, 2 of these, 2 stands, and 4 batteries. They're battery operated or you can plug them in, and I just don't like them. They're so small, you get really harsh shadows. Here's one on a stand. You get really harsh shadows in your images. Very well built, very good quality. But with these lights, you need a softbox cube to put your products in it, and I don't like using those. In fact, the only reason I didn't return these is because these make really good lights for working on storage units. Picture like a shop light. Let me turn that on. Look how bright that is. It is great for storage units, working when it gets a little dark. You can switch it to dim it a little bit. Oh, that's not dimming. That switches to the yellow light. There. So both of them can be brightened or dimmed. So you can get a yellow light or a white light. I basically just use these as battery-powered shop lights when I'm working in a storage unit. Now those lights are good. They're very good quality lights. I've got no complaint over the quality. The issue is now you need that big softbox cube, and you can only put certain size items in there unless you get a really big one, then it takes up a ton of space. And they're more expensive, so I recommend these Limo Studio lights. I don't have a link for you, but if you just look up Limo Studio lights, just get the ones that look like this. They are, I don't know, about 2 feet or so by 2 feet. They come with the bulbs. I've had these for 2.5 years, maybe. I think I did a video when I bought them. So if you go back and search, actually, if you go back and search my videos, I have a link for these exact lights in the video. But anyways, these are the lights. For the backdrop, here's what I have. I have a stand-up height table. There's a bunch of trash under it, so I'm not going to show you that. But it's stand-up height. You can use these regular tables here, but then you're like crouching and bending over to reach for it because they are shorter. I like to stand up when I'm taking pictures. I seem to work a lot faster. If you want to use one of these tables, then get yourself some bed risers. I see them at Goodwill all the time, pretty cheap. I actually have one of these tables in my basement next to my washer and dryer for folding clothes, and I put the bed risers underneath the feet. It's still pretty sturdy, so you know, if you don't have a stand-up height table or counter, if you're working from home, you could even use your kitchen countertop. Good stand-up height is what you want. Now for a backdrop, I've got this massive, I think this is a 3 by 5 foot piece of foam board. The reason I chose foam board is so I can just lean it up against the wall. I don't need to worry about it falling over. And I got a really big piece. That way I don't see any background. If I'm taking a picture, let me grab something here. If I'm taking a picture at an angle like this, see how the edge of the table is showing? So if I'm going on the side like this, I would see whatever's behind this. So that's why I got a big one. That way I don't need to move the item to get other angles. Now for the bottom, the table is already white, but these tables, they get dirty, they don't clean very well. So I have this. This is actually dry erase paper. What in the world happened here? Who knows? This is dry erase paper. It's basically a dry erase board, but it's paper. I like it because it's a little shinier. You can see this is getting kind of dirty, so I need to replace it. I replace them periodically. But this big sheet cost me, I think, about 15 bucks at Office Max. And this little sheet was like $1 or maybe $2 at Office Max. So that's a cheap way to get a nice clean white background. Now, depending on what you sell, you might want to invest in different colors too. I know Garage Flips, Lonnie uses a black background, which can give a really slick look on certain things. I like white because I don't need to change it between different colors. It's nice and clean, but the main key here is you don't have a lot of clutter around it or behind it. So look for that. As far as a camera, now if you've got a modern smartphone, you know, one of the last couple generations of iPhone or Galaxy or something, the camera will probably work. I don't like using a phone for a couple reasons. Number one, the battery is gonna die. And number two, it's a little more annoying to transfer stuff to a computer. And lastly, because I'm not the only person taking pictures, I've got employees as well. So I have this camera. I actually bought this camera probably 4 or 5 years ago to sell. I bought it, I can tell you exactly where I bought it, at Unclaimed Baggage in Scottsboro, Alabama. I probably paid about $100 for it, expecting to sell it for about $300. It's probably not worth that anymore. Now you could probably find it on eBay for $100. It is the Sony DSC HX90V. I'll give you a little close up here, or not. There you go. That's the camera you want. I love this camera. It's very simple to change the white balance. All you have to do, let me quick turn it on here. When you're in auto mode, all you have to do is push down, and you've got this little wheel, and you can brighten it or darken it. I like to make them nice and bright, and sometimes you don't even see that seam. Another reason I like this camera is because the screen, I'm trying to do this with one hand, flips up. So if I'm trying to take a low angle shot, I could still be standing upright. My back isn't going to hurt by the end of the day. So if you're looking for a camera, I highly recommend this. There are many others that will work, but this is the one I use, and I highly recommend it. But of course, you can also just use your phone. I also bought a second battery and a charger. The charger that comes with this is just a USB cable. I bought an actual charger for it. Now, I have a thing about buying online, especially batteries and chargers. Pretty good odds, if you buy a battery or a charger online, it's gonna be counterfeit. Even if it says genuine Sony, it's gonna be counterfeit. Or you're gonna end up with a generic battery. I don't like using generics in my own cameras and whatnot because it could hurt the camera. So I wanted to get an actual Sony manufactured battery and a Sony charger. The thing is, even if you're buying from Amazon on Amazon.com, it could be counterfeit. Amazon commingles their products with other sellers, so I've actually heard people say they've bought items from Amazon and it was counterfeit. It's actually a huge problem online, which is why Amazon's doing all these things that end up hurting us, because they're trying to fix a problem. They're just not doing it right. So let me show you this. A Sony charger and a Sony battery. These both cost me about 75 bucks at Best Buy, and it's worth it just to make sure I'm 100% sure I'm getting a real product. But this way, if the battery dies on the camera, I can quick swap it out. One last thing, if you are using an actual camera rather than your phone, is get a quality SD card. It doesn't need to be a big one. I think the one in my camera is only a 4 gig SD card. I never fill it up. It would take probably 150, no, I've done like 300 photos in one session. So, it was like 150 items is where I was at when I filled it up. So you're not gonna fill this thing up. You get a small SD card, spend your money on a quality one. There's a class system. Usually you'll see like a class 4 or class 10. You want a class 10. It's just the number 10 kind of circled on it. The thing about having a quality SD card is the photos are going to write to the card quicker. And therefore, it'll be less wait time in between shutters. Every time you hit that button, it'll record the photo on there quicker, so you can take a lot of pictures faster. So that's basically the gist of it. If you want to take good photos, get yourself a good camera, or if you're just starting out, don't invest the money in a camera if you're just starting out. Wait until you have the money for it. But you can get a good camera for $100 or less, and you could get light setup for really cheap. I'm pretty sure, don't quote me on this, I'm pretty sure I spent like $40 on the lights, stands, bulbs. It was one listing for the set. So $40 and then another $15, $20 on the other things, not including the table, the backdrops and whatnot. That's what you're looking for. Now that is a lot of talking, so this is where I'm going to leave you today. Hope you enjoyed the video, and I will see you in the next one.